There is an invisible force that governs many of the things that we do. Oftentimes, the most influential and transcendent parts of life are beyond the reach of humanity as they are intangible. Ideas hold more weight than tangible objects, as ideas provide not a what, but rather a why. Today on the Culture of Currency, we highlight a coin based on these intangible themes. Today on the Culture of Currency, we take on the 2022 Tokelau Chronos. So please put your pocket protectors in, don your glasses, and slick back your hair as we nerd out on this most fascinating coin. You are going to want to watch till the end on this one, as my final remarks will provide you with a bold claim about the makers of this coin, the Pressburg Mint, and their likely future, and why this may be the most important mint to watch for silver collectors from here on out. Einstein's Theory of Relativity in part cites that the closer we are to a large gravitational force, the slower time tends to travel. I would argue the idea of mass as a tangible weight and as an intangible could be interchanged, as sometimes we are caught in moments that are so impactful they unfold where seconds feel like hours, and yet a day later something that may have been hours might feel like seconds as you are further removed from the weight of the actions in question. These are examples of intangible weight that we give emotional centers to. Time is an idea to quantify cycles or progressions. Ideas are one of the main things that separate us as a species from others, as well as artificial intelligence. If we ever get to the point where other organisms or artificial intelligence can understand and contemplate ideas of intangibility, we will no longer be superior in our capacity for good, as ethics would be wielded by more than just humans. And the only way to claim superiority we would have is religious doctrine. You see how deep and complex the idea of time is? In fact, it is also a little bit of space-time theory that two people would age differently based on how relatively close they are to the same center of gravitational mass. Scientists believe that a person at the top of Mount Everest would be able to celebrate the new year 15 microseconds before someone at sea level due to the proximity of the center of gravitational pull. Many experts even argue that time only exists in the exact moment of perception and in the future, as the past only exists in the mind as an idea or perception of ideas. Even an ancient sculpture is in the present and does not exist outside of the present, though it was chiseled lifetimes ago. There are so many awesome discussions we could have on this, but we have a job to do, which is to assess the beautiful coin of Tokelau. If you would like to know the culture and history of Tokelau, I have a video that highlights exactly that, well worth a view. Today, having covered that base, we dive directly into this amazing Chronos coin. When we look at the obverse, we're taken on a journey of rarity and wonder. The first thing I notice about this coin is that I had to double check the accuracy of APMEX when I read that the queen is on the reverse and not the obverse. I checked with the Pressburg Mint website who makes this coin, and sure enough, that is the case. We gaze at a scene of calculated geometry and an amazing depiction of a clock face in Roman numeral except for two places. The 6 is in the Arabic numeral, which most of the world uses, including Western culture, as it denotes the valuation of the coin, and we have the traditional 12 o'clock replaced with AG, which is the Latin abbreviation of argentum, which is the Latin word for silver. I love the way the textures and shades of this obverse feel balanced, even though there is not a millimeter to be found without substance of some kind. This is an artwork of academic classicism and one of the most outstanding obverses I've seen, as it focuses on an idea rather than an object. The only other script we have is the word Chronos here in the right of center. It is small and does not detract from anything in my opinion. I cannot bring myself to give the obverse any less than a perfect 10. Now we move to the back of the reverse. Now we have Her Late Majesty in muted focus, center stage with two adjacent windows into the depths of humanity's creation and replication of cyclical points, as we see the cogs, jewels, and other elements needed in fine watchmaking. I'm always humbled as I look at fine watches and clocks as I think about the beauty of humanity's craftsmanship through something as meaningful as a second. I also wonder if millions of clocks were to have unlimited battery or wines and were left to tick for 10,000 years, how many would be accurate at the end of the journey? Those are ideas for other videos. Let's get back to this reverse. Of course, we have elements of continuation from the obverse to reverse, which always is welcome by me, as we have a continuation of identity. We see a mix of these geometric patterns and the words for government-issued bullion in a manner that just seems right in the font and focus. Nothing seems out of place here, and I particularly like the background upon which the queen's head rests. It seems like we have altered forms of cubes that are changed by the weight of the late queen. This is more indication of space-time and the effects of gravity. All in all, this is a fantastic queen-centered depiction, and it scores a 9. Now the clock ticks as we move to mintage. This is a coin that is limited to a mintage of 30,000. This is a number that falls in the area of my sweet spot, as they do not demand crazy high premiums, but are also not likely to be held by many. This coin scores an 8 out of 10. Cultural significance is where we must go next, as this coin offers an interesting story. One of the reasons I love coins that offer ideas rather than elements is in the many intangible ideas like freedom, liberty, love, time, beauty, joy, and other parts of all humans' experience, and therefore travels to all areas of the internal questions of our hearts and minds. When you look at this coin, do you see the beaches and tropical people of Tokelau? No. But do you see the weight and impact the idea of time has on all humanity, including those of island descent? This being said, I think it has a strong significance to all cultures and scores an 8. When we think about coins like this in a matter of collectability, we have many boxes we can check. This is a relatively low mintage, check. It is from an ever-changing series, check, with an immaculate representation of high-level artwork, check. It is from the Pressburg Mint, which may be putting out the most interesting and high-quality coins by ratio of any mint that I know of, and it has a theme that is relatable to all nations and cultures, check. This is enough for me to give this coin a 9. Our last area to grade is uniqueness. This is coin number 8 of the Chronos series. I'm not sure when the series will end, but I could see it go to 12, as that would make sense in terms of Western chronology. It seems that everything coming out of the Pressburg Mint is fresh and unique, and this is no exception. This series is the only one that I've found highlighting the idea of time in this manner, and I have not seen anything like it, so as far as uniqueness goes, it scores a 10. This means it is time for my final thoughts. If you have tabulated your scores, you would note that this coin scores a 54 out of 60, meaning this is an elite coin that should be in every collection. This coin has a little bit of everything and once again proves two things. One, the Pressburg Mint may be the best mint in the world for coins when we talk about what they are putting out the past couple of years. Even the Perth Mint has coins that have missed the mark on occasion. Time will tell if this is sustainable, but I would venture to say that in the coming years, more nations will work deals with the Pressburg Mint, and their notoriety will cause many amazing coins to be made for collectors of the future. The second point is coins that highlight ideas, if well thought out and designed, are always among my favorite, as it brings up so much about the human condition and reminds us to examine the internal parts of our life. Many coins, as you know, highlight animals, places, events, and other tangible parts of our natural world. These coins always ask us to gaze and marvel outside of ourselves, whereas coins that hold ideas often cause us to look inside. It is my hope that this video brings value to you and helps you understand if this coin is right for your collection. Thank you as always for watching, and please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.